Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in here, out there, to The Late Show. I am your host, Stephen Colbert. Hey, remember how anxious you were in the final days of the previous presidency? Well, it turns out now that we're through it, I think we can say in hindsight that maybe we should have been a little more terrified, because we're getting new details about the last days of the last administration of the Lard Father. In the new tell-all from Bob Woodward and Robert COSTA, peril. Turns out 2 days after the January 6th insurrection, Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley feared the former president would launch a nuclear war. That is a bombshell revelation. A bombshell about a bombshell that could bring about the revelation. But going nuclear makes sense for the former president. After all, he is a fat man who acts like a little boy. Apparently, true story. Apparently, General Milley believed the then president had gone into a serious mental decline in the aftermath of the election. That's pretty frightening, but not surprising. We all know the former president has problems with declines. So, General Milley, trying to do something. A little nervous?
Yeah, a little nervous. Going down.
General Milley single-handedly took top-secret action to limit the former president from potentially ordering a dangerous military strike or launching nuclear weapons. What he did was he changed the nuclear codes to something the president would never be able to figure out: his children's birthdays. It wasn't just our generals who were convinced the president was going to start a war. The Chinese government believed the United States was preparing to attack based on tensions over military exercises in the South China Sea and deepened by the president's belligerent rhetoric toward China. That's how serious it was. China was afraid the former president was going to bomb his daughter's purse factories. It was so lovely material. Oh, beautiful quality. The quality. It was so plausible that General Milley felt compelled to call the Chinese and say, "I want to assure you that the American government is stable and everything's going to be okay. We are not going to attack." That's not reassuring. That's like a babysitter calling while you're at dinner to say, "I want to reassure you that the twins are stable. Everything's going to be okay. They're not going to set the garage on fire or doing anything else with the matches I let them play with. How attached were you to the dog?" Book also talks about how much pressure was put on Mike Pence by old Bone Spurs and Harmony. On January 5th, Pence told the then president that vice presidents don't have the power to overturn an election. As MAGA heads were cheering outside, the president turned to Pence and said, "If these people say you had the power, wouldn't you want to?" Pence replied, "I wouldn't want any one person to have that authority." To which the former president said, "But wouldn't it be almost cool to have that power?" Always nice to hear the words like "cool" attached to flagrant abuses of power. Like when Nixon said, "Hey, Henry, wouldn't it be groovy if we secretly bombed Cambodia?" Cowabunga, dude! The VP would not budge, which infuriated the seditionist, who screamed, "You don't understand, Mike. You can do this. I don't want to be your friend anymore if you don't do this." That, I gotta say, that must have been tough to hear. But then again, the next day at the Capitol riot, Mike Pence found some new friends to hang with. Bob Woodward. So sad. So sad. Bob Woodward and Robert COSTA will be my guests 1 week from tonight, sitting right over there. And it's gonna be a great show. Great show. I will ask them how close we were to nuclear Armageddon, then ask them to rock me gently in their arms while I openly weep. Hey, in more hopeful news, after an 18-month shutdown, today the biggest Broadway shows reopen. I'm talking Hamilton, Wicked, The Lion King. Broadway. The Late Show is celebrating Broadway's return. Check out the Dome. There it is, Times Square. All the splendor of Broadway. That'll be $280. Productions are still taking precautions. Just like our theater, masks are now required for Broadway audiences. That means full coverage of mouth and nose. Looking at you, Phantom. Jimmy, can we help him out? Thank you. Reopening is going more smoothly than anyone expected. Producers say there were actually fewer rodents than feared in the theater buildings. Now that's what you put up on the marquee. Come see Waitress with fewer rodents than feared. You don't have any, right? No rodents. No rodents here.
Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello.
Nothing? Okay, good. In other dazzling news, last night was the annual Met Gala. This year's theme was an homage to America, which some folks took literally, like soccer player Megan Rapinoe and rocker Debbie Harry, while others made statements like AOC's dress that read, "Tax the rich." Yes, by all means, absolutely. Strong statement and a lovely tribute to Bernie's raise the minimum wage tank top. Good. Looks good. Little midriff, little daring, little midriff. Rapper Lil Nas X had multiple looks, including this cape, which he shed to reveal a golden suit of armor. Unfortunately, he had to leave early to help R2-D2 get Han, Luke, and Leia out of a trash compactor. Of course, I know the question on everyone's mind. They're saying, Stephen, did you attend the Met Gala? And the answer is, yes, I did. And here I am. That's me. There I am. You can't prove it isn't me. One Met Gala invitee who did not show up was rapper Nicki Minaj, seen here after being upholstered. Minaj tweeted that the reason she didn't go to the Met Gala was because of her young child, but she also tweeted, "They want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now." And I'm not surprised. No, I am not surprised. Nicki Minaj is known for her extensive research on what anacondas want if and when you've got buns, hun. Her deep dive on that subject.
Deep dive on that one. Deep dive, but I like it.
Her next tweet showed how deeply she's delved into vaccine science, saying, "My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. See, that's why I made sure to get my shot in the shoulder." I can't. So important. So important. You okay? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good on that.
All right. I can't believe I have to say this, but doctors agree that COVID vaccines do not cause swollen testicles. But to be fair to Dr. Minaj, everyone knows there's no source more reliable than your extended family's acquaintances in another country. Her report comes straight from the New England Journal of my cousin's friend in Trinidad. Just check out this week's study. I heard his girlfriend got pregnant from a hot tub. Oh, today in California, voters headed to the polls for the recall election of California Governor and Matthew McConaughey playing Mitt Romney in a biopic. Gavin Newsom. Now, at the time of this taping, we don't know the winners or the losers, but we do know at least one loser who will claim he was the winner, and that's Republican frontrunner and man noticing a squirrel carrying a whole waffle, Larry Elder. Yesterday, before a single vote was counted, Elder was already conceding defeat and preparing to blame his loss on baseless claims of widespread voter fraud, going live with the website begging voters to investigate and ameliorate the twisted results of this 2021 recall election of Governor Gavin Newsom. And he put that up before a single result could have been twisted. It's like sending an email to your boss at 5 p.m. saying, hey, tomorrow morning my alarm isn't gonna go off. I'll be very late, but you're gonna be cool with it. See you at happy hour. Elder's website. Worth the journey.
Yeah.
It was a journey. Elder's website says he's got pre-proof of the future fraud thanks to statistical analyses used to detect fraud in elections held in third world nations such as Russia, Venezuela, and Iran. Adding, my cousin in Trinidad told me his friend's balls voted twice. We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Supreme Court Justice Stephen BREYER. When we come back,